Hello everyone and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're going to talk about XRP. But in this video, I'm going to talk about a lot of different things. And I'm going to try to stay on point because I don't have a script. I'm going to try to stay on point as much as I possibly can. So House Republicans' long-awaited crypto market structure bill is here. Now, the alternative to this bill is them treating crypto like the banking system. And once you bring the big banks and the corporations into crypto, forget it. Me and you will never make money again in crypto. Think about the current banking system we have now. Nobody's getting rich in that system at all. The same will go for crypto in the future if that happens. This is the alternative, and I think this is a much better idea. A group of House Republicans have introduced a long-awaited bill that, if passed, would define the crypto oversight roles of the CFTC and the SEC once and for all. The proposed market structure law, the Financial Innovation and Technology for the 21st Century Act, establishes joint rulemaking powers between the SEC and the CFTC. Notably, the bill grants the latter control over digital commodities markets, including exchanges and broker-dealers. So it looks like they're trying to hand more power over to the CFTC. The legislation also clarifies how digital assets are classified, stating that the existence of an investment contract alone does not make a token a security. About 70% of all crypto tokens should be classified as commodities rather than securities, the co-sponsors wrote in a fact sheet published alongside the bill. So they want to hand over 70% of the crypto space to the CFTC. The other 30% is most likely blatant rug pulls and all the other corruption that happens inside of crypto. That would fall under the SEC. And I'm fine with that because now that XRP got clarity, I think that's going to change everything. It's going to give them a way to say, well, XRP isn't a security, so XLM can't be a security. So HBAR can't be a security. They're going to be base it on their utility and use cases and a lot of other things, I'm sure. But the other thing is Gary needs, going forward, he needs to treat the retail investor like his own children. If he sees an exchange that's taking people's money and investing it in real estate in the Bahamas, he should step in and do something about it. If he sees a company out there that's about to pull a massive rug pull on retail investors, step in and do something about it. I think until we clean up the SEC, we can't really push forward in this country. But however, the CFTC, in my opinion, should also handle our path forward from here, because I think they will keep the retail investor in mind. You know, this country's great. If the right people are running the show here, this country is a great country. And the average person right now could take a little bit of money out of their paycheck, put it into crypto, and get life-changing money in the future. And that you want that to continue. You don't want that to be crushed out by big banks and corporations. So FedNow went live, just launched. The FedNow service allows banks and credit unions to transfer money on behalf of their customers instantly, any time of the day, on any day of the year. But one thing I want to point out is this right here. The FedNow service is poised to grow in the coming years, and the Federal Reserve is encouraging each of the nation's more than 9,000 banks and credit unions to join the FedNow service network to help bring instant payments to American businesses and consumers across the nation. So right now, it's starting out small, but the Fed plans on growing year over year. JP Morgan and Wells Fargo among banks to use the FedNow system, and you knew JP Morgan was going to be one of the first adopters of FedNow. But any bank that doesn't jump on board with this is either going to be left behind or die off over time. Because think about it, everybody wants instant payments. They want fast. They don't want what we have now. because the current banking system is broken. The Federal Reserve, alongside banks such as JP Morgan and Wells Fargo, today announced the launch of its long-awaited but controversial instant payment service, FedNow. The reason it's so controversial is because most people are looking at it as a CBDC. The FedNow service is not related to a digital currency, the Fed said, with officials such as the Treasury's Janet Yellen arguing the U.S. should consider a central bank digital currency, or a CBDC. The FedNow service is neither a form of currency nor a step towards eliminating any form of payment, including cash. Some people are not buying that. They think this is the precursor to a full-blown CBDC, and honestly, I feel the same way. Welcome to the future of payments. FedNow and CBDCs are joining forces. Say hello to a world where your biometric data is the key to your social credit account linked to your wallet. Who knew conspiracy theories could turn out to be so spot on? And you know, every single conspiracy theory we ever talked about in the past seems to be coming fact more and more every single day. So why would this not be the next fact? That's why I said, you know, CBDCs, it's a great technology in the right hands. In the wrong hands, all of a sudden, you're a slave to the system. You want to buy gas for your car. They don't allow the payment to go through. So they could push you into an EV in the future. You have to buy, carbon credits. So you don't want to buy carbon credits. You say, to hell with that. I don't believe in climate change. Well, guess what? You have to buy them because they'll automatically deduct the money from you. That's why people don't like CBDCs. And they could shut your money off, and your money can expire over time as well. And this comes from the World Economic Forum. Digital cash will force climate agenda onto the public. And the World Economic Forum loves the idea of a cashless society. That's how they can control the masses in the future. Then remember this, you will own nothing and you will be happy. That was always part of the World Economic Forum's plan as well. So anybody who's hailing CBDCs, that's what this will lead to. Next, you'll have a digital ID tied to every aspect of your life. I'm talking about your work history, your health history. You go to try to get a job, and all of a sudden, well, you have a few health problems. We can't hire you. Or you're not qualified. Or you're overqualified. No more lying a little bit on those job applications is where I was going with that. But on top of it, you will pay tax on every dollar you earn. You know, think about the waiters and the waitresses out there who go and take that job just to make some side money. All of a sudden, they're paying taxes instantly on the tips because you would pay the waitress or the waiter from your digital wallet to theirs. In the middle would be the IRS taking the tax money. Plus, there's other ideas out there. There's other things you could think of on your own where a cashless society would hurt the people, the poorest people in the world. I'm talking about the homeless as well. Because the homeless people, they sit out there with the cup, and all of us at some time or another has put money in their cups. Think about in the future, okay, that homeless person needs to have a digital ID, and they have to have a digital wallet. Now all of a sudden you go to give them money, and maybe they don't allow you to give money to the homeless. Think about it like that as well. Because the people that want to control a CBDC are not good people. The FedNow payment system will use XRP. Ripple proposed a payment system to the Federal Reserve back in 2015. Federal Reserve Bank VP acknowledges Ripple XRP and uses the words FedCoin blockchain. XRP gets deemed not a security day prior to July 20th, 2023 FedNow launch. Now, everything looks like it's in place for Ripple to be tied with FedNow as well as XRP. But a lot of people are doubting it still. They're saying no, it doesn't say that anywhere. But let's face it, there's no coincidences like we just seen around XRP. It happened too conveniently right before FedNow went live. And FedNow needs XRP way more than XRP needs FedNow. Think about it. In the future, at some point, probably within the next few months, a liquidity crisis is going to show up. And they're definitely going to need XRP to fix that. Think about the BRICS countries in August announcing a gold-backed digital currency. All of a sudden, they're going to be sending our debt back to us here in the United States. The US dollar is going to plummet, and we're going to go into hyperinflation. How do you fix that? XRP. I think it's all happening by design. Alderati revealed that Ripple plans to initiate discussions with US-based financial firms in the coming quarter regarding the adoption of on-demand liquidity product. So think about it like this, okay? Ripple wants to already talk to banks out there all across the United States. So say, for instance, FedNow wasn't tied to the banks, all right? Or wasn't tied to XRP, but they're tied to the banks, right? Well, what if some banks use RippleNet and it outperforms FedNow? Also, think about XRP and that on-demand liquidity for the banks at the same time. Most likely, they would want to work with Ripple rather than working with FedNow. All of a sudden, you have a lot of competition. That's why I think the Fed is already working with Ripple and XRP, because the alternative is competition all around this country in the very near future. That's what makes sense to me. Let me know what you think in the comments section down below. Ripple launches CBDC platform enabling trillion-dollar central banks to launch their own CBDCs with Ripple tech. And people are expecting XRP to surge to $20. Now, Ripple has the best CBDC technology out there right now, hands down. They're even going to take business from Swift over time. Swift is trying to work with Ripple, most likely work with XRP as well, and XLM and Stellar. And I still think Stellar and XLM is going to be tied in with FedNow. I even think HBAR is going to be tied in there also, because FIS is a council member over there at Hedera. That's the key to HBAR being utilized. It's not going to be just one cryptocurrency is where I'm going with this. It's going to be a handful of cryptocurrencies. Later, Ripple will most likely just handle the cross-border payments, while Stellar handles the person-to-person payments. HBAR could be tied in there for micropayments. Who knows what is going to happen? I'm speculating. But I want to know what your thoughts are. One thing I do know, though, is I think FedNow is definitely the beginning of a CBDC. And nothing is going to change my mind on that. And I always go back to Executive Order 14067, where if there's an emergency situation, they could create a CBDC without a vote inside the United States. And right now we have a whole lot of politicians putting things in place to fight a CBDC as well. So they see FedNow for what it is also. But I want to know what your thoughts are. Until then, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.